What is up, guys? Taiki here. Today I'd like to have a little discussion on integrity, honesty, and transparency as a crypto YouTuber. So if you like the content, please like and subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below. And this video is in response to all the negative feedback and negative hate that I received in the past, let's say 12 hours after the price action that we've seen in the price of Dino. People are calling me a paid shill, people are calling me a scammer, people are saying I'm dumping on followers. And 90% of you know that's not true, right? I'm like generally very transparent, and you guys know that I'm not a paid shill. However, being on the receiving end of these comments, it's pretty triggering, right? It's because I try really hard to remain objective, to not be a paid shill. So when I just keep getting these comments, I feel like I have to make a video just because this topic is really important to me. So let's just go over, I guess, like why this happened, because people are blaming it on me, but I argue that it was going to happen anyways. I guess when people lose money, they like to put blame on other people, and I guess I'm an easy target, right? I'm an easy scapegoat. So on my live stream on Sunday, I went over the bull and bear cases of DinoSwap, and one of the bear cases was market volatility, right? We've seen that when the price of Bitcoin goes up like 10% in one candle, then people sell their Dino to buy Bitcoin, right? It's just a source of liquidity to them. And if the market's dumped, then people are gonna have to, I guess, sell into stable coins, buy the dip in other crypto assets, or repay, I guess, collateralized positions on Aave and whatnot. And you can see this in the chart, right? This initial dump, which happened, I guess, a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago. This happened when Bitcoin put in like the GigaChat candle, right? Like the 10% candle. People sold their Dino to buy some Bitcoin. And the most recent candle, I argue, is like people are being forced sellers of Dino to repay some of their debt positions, or people are just scared and they want to de-risk, right? I don't know like why these things happen, but they just do. And it's easy to say after the fact the reasons, but I guess in the moment people are really emotional, and I'm an easy target. And I guess I put out this tweet last night about like, hey, I took some profits on Dino, right? Just because I'm about to get liquidated. Like my health factor was like 1.35 on Aave. I was deploying a pretty aggressive strategy, and I didn't want to go to bed knowing that Bitcoin is like going down and my health factor is 1.35. Because you never know with crypto, like things can just go down a lot overnight, and it would suck for me to get liquidated. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I sold everything, right? I literally sold 20% of my position, right? 20%, that's 1/5. And I even made videos about like being humble, taking profits, because that's part of being a humble farmer, right? You just gotta take profits. Don't go for like the crazy 20-30x. Not financial advice, but I'm all about stacking yield and taking profits. And this literally was my health factor when I took a screenshot like late last night. Like when I actually paid it off, it was like 1.35, and here it is now. Right now it's at 2.4. It's pretty conservative now, but right now I'm just chilling and just waiting on like what to do, right? Because I don't want to rush to any decision making processes and whatnot. And I also asked in the live stream about like I literally asked the audience like, what is the most ethical way for me to take profits? Because I feel like there really isn't a precedent on what I'm doing, right? Just like being a very transparent yield farmer, just being humble. So I asked the audience like, okay, I'm thinking about taking profits. Like, how should I do it so that I'm not like dumping on my followers, or like how do I do it in a way that it doesn't look bad, right? And a lot of people just said, hey, just be transparent. It's okay to take profits. Just as like you're not like pumping and dumping, right? It makes sense. And I mentioned on Sunday that, hey, like, since I don't know how people will react, like, I'm not going to sell on Sunday. I'm going to start thinking about selling on Monday. So if you want to dump on, like, when's the last time you've had a chance to dump on a YouTuber, right? Like, you can literally dump on my face. You can go to like the 44-minute section of my live stream on Sunday when I said that, right? You can dump, you can sell before me on Sunday, you can front run me, but starting Monday, I'm going to start taking profits. And, people like that, but when I did take profits, people just get angry, right? Doesn't really make sense, but that's just how people are, and but I get it, right? Like people don't like losing money, and it's normal to be upset. But if you actually look at the price of Dino, like what does it look like to you, right? Does it remind you of something that I've been saying since day one, right? And it's the Stegosaurus, right? Maybe we just entered a micro bubble above $4, and now we're just going back to like where we're supposed to be. Like I mean, I can't predict the future. I don't know I can't predict. I don't do price targets, but maybe we're just back to being a Stegosaurus. like that's a totally valid argument that I can definitely see happen in the next couple of weeks. And maybe, the Stegosaurus looks like this, right? The Stegosaurus is just a meme. I'm just talking about like, I just use the meme to talk about like, hey, don't expect crazy price targets for Dino. Just be happy with the high APRs, and as long as the price is relatively stable, we're gonna make money, right? And that's the whole point of this farm, right? A lot of people just focus on the price, but revenue equals price times quantity, right? If price goes up, you make money, but if quantity goes up, right? If you farm more tokens, you also make money. That's the whole point. And that's all part of being a humble yield farmer. And, if this recent move scared you, hurt you, then, just be humble next time, right? And it's totally okay. We all make mistakes. Question my decision making, that's okay, right? When I first make my video on DinoSwap 2 weeks ago, and you think like I'm full of shit, then that's totally fine, right? Everyone like makes their own decisions. But question my integrity, and I will fight back, because my integrity is one of the, I guess, my core pillars behind this channel, because I'm trying to be different, right? I'm not trying to be BitBoy. I'm not trying to be like Scott Milker. I don't want to like be unethical. I want to do this right. I want to build trust with you. I want to like maintain, I guess, the trust between myself and the audience, because I went to school for marketing, and I know how important trust is when it comes to relationships. And I'm sure some of you guys know this, but I actually don't run ads on YouTube, right? So you can't use that argument of, hey, like Taiki only makes clickbait content to, make money. Because at the end of the day, I don't make any money off of YouTube. Like whether my video gets 10 views or 100,000 views, my revenue is 0. So, I'm just a yield farmer that enjoys farming and enjoys making videos, right? That's just me. If you want to follow me, that's great, but always do your own research. I don't do financial advice. That's the whole point of this channel, right? I'm just a humble yield farmer making videos, right? Stacking yield. And then the obvious follow-up question is like, how do I know you're not getting paid from these projects, right? And it's a valid question. Like, I can't really show you a metric or like a dashboard that says like, hey, like my revenue is 0, because that doesn't exist. But I guess what I can show you is, I guess, screenshots of past discussions I've had with projects asking me to do a paid promotion, but I simply declined. So this is a DM from a member of DinoSwap, right? Saying, hey, let me just zoom in so you can read it. But hey, like, good call on the Terra partnership. You nailed it. Like, I know you don't do partnership or paid partnerships, but maybe we can work together. Like we'll pay you and you can say nicer things about Dino. And I said, hey, like July 29th, thanks for reaching out. I don't do paid promos, so I can maintain trust within the community, right? I value that, guys. I value that. Given that restriction, I'm not sure how we can work together. I only talk about projects I like personally, so congrats on creating a project that I like. I'm happy to hear out like what you have in mind. Maybe like, if we have like a clear line of communication to make sure like your project isn't going to shit, that'll be nice. But hey, like, I don't do paid promos, and I kindly declined. And another point is the developer for Polypup, a project on Polygon, defended me on Twitter saying that, hey, like, these are screenshots back from June when I asked Taiki to, promote my, I guess, farm on YouTube, and I kindly declined, right? I'm not going to read through all this, but feel free to pause the video if you want, like, to read through all that. And I'm not endorsing Polypup whatsoever. I've never put $1 in Polypup. I don't know how safe or good it is, but I'm just thanking the developer for defending me, having my back, when a bunch of people are just like, calling me out and getting like talking about like false allegations and whatnot. Because at the end of the day, like, it's when it comes to like my mental health, right? Being super transparent is like a lose-lose situation, because even if you're right, like at some point, like people will just get mad at you, right? Because people just FOMO in at the least opportune time. Because my first video on Dino was I literally made the video at the bottom, right? I literally made my first ever video on Dino at the bottom, and on the way up, people love me, right? It's just like, oh, Taiki, you're so good, OG farmer, humble farmer, and then Dino goes down, and I become a scammer, right? Oh, like Taiki probably dumped on his followers. A few days later, everyone forgets about the dump, and everyone's like, yeah, like Taiki's great, yada, yada, yada. And then yesterday and today, like, I'm back to being a scammer. And I'm sure this pattern will continue for like however long in the future. But I just want to make this video so I can refer back, maybe like 2 months from now, the same thing will happen, and I can go back to this video and say, hey, like I'm not being paid to do this, guys. Like I'm just being honest with what I'm doing, and it's up to you to follow me or not. Yeah, so that being said, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are. I know that, most of you, will tell me like to brush it off, like screw the haters, and I totally agree. I do think I have a pretty thick skin, right? I was even a poker player, so like I can handle like all the negativity and whatnot. But like once you start receiving these hate comments, like it's different, right? It's easy to tell someone to don't worry about XYZ, but once you're actually on the receiving end, it's like, damn, like it really hurts. It's like I'm trying so hard here to be different, but people just accuse me of being any other YouTuber. But who knows, like maybe I have to change. Maybe I'm being too transparent, and it's just like I have to do what's best for my mental health too. Like I enjoy, like I make these videos because I enjoy making these videos, and if my 100% transparent process is doing negative things for my mental health, then maybe I have to change my video styles. But I'd like to hear what you guys' thoughts are. Yeah, because there really isn't a precedent on like a YouTuber that yield farms the way I do, right? So I don't really know what to expect, and I don't really know what the right, how should I react to these things? Because I'm human after all, and like imagine, right? Like imagine if Dino didn't work out, right? Then like I'd be getting slammed, because even when it is working out, I'm being slammed pretty hard. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the comments.